I would have thought that racking up a deficit that the federal government forecasts somewhere, $25-30 billion this year, 113 billion in additional debt in the next 5 years, would have merited more than the 3 or 4 days of discussion it seemed to get before we got bored. And by the way, that deficit number is very deceiving because it doesn't include the government's growing pension liabilities. Now, contrary to the spin, much of the new deficit spending is not about stimulating the economy long term. The point that's consistently overlooked is that not all government spending has the same impact on our long-term economic potential. In fact, most of it won't. A couple of examples. Do you really think that the $125 million increase the Liberals gave MPs for office expenses over the next 5 years, plus an initial 5% compounding increase for travel expenses, or the $96 million budgeted for consulting with Canada's 582 First Nations leaders, in addition to the $8.4 billion in new spending, do you think it's going to have a positive long-term impact on our economy? The majority of spending will not increase our economic capacity, which is not to say it doesn't have merit. I mean, items like borrowing $625 million over 5 years to increase the CBC's budget certainly deserves a lot of debate. But the spending's not about boosting our long-term economic capacity. On the other hand, spending $852 million in public transit in the next year certainly could. Mr. Trudeau's Liberals want to increase the size and scope of government, and in doing so, they've broken a major campaign promise on deficit spending. Now, in order to pull it off, they needed the rationale of boosting long-term economic capacity. Well, plus a little gullibility on our part. My name is Mike Campbell. Join me Saturday for Money Talks.